This is Formula SAE FastCast, the official podcast of the Formula SAE series.
Hey everyone, welcome to this month's podcast. Today we're joined by two ladies from the membership department. They are going to be going through some benefits for students as well as what membership has to offer otherwise. So we have Amanda and Donna here. You guys will recognize Donna from being on site at competition. Amanda is new to the membership team, although not new to SAE, and she'll be joining us at competition in 2018 year. So hi ladies.
Hi there. How are you today?
Hi. I'm doing great. How's things over in membership?
We're living the dream, It is definitely the best department. No, besides Collegiate Design Series, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I would agree, even though I've only been in the department for 3 weeks now.
Right.
Well, we're glad to have you over on the membership side too. You get to come to competition, which is always fun.
I'm excited about it.
A lot of times students are interested in the fact they have to have membership in order to be part of the competitions, right? But it's not always clear to them what that comes with. There's a lot of information on the website, and once they sign up to get into that team registration, they're off and running onto their project. So figured this was a good time to stop, collect you guys, get you on a podcast, talk a little bit about what we have as SAE to offer students. We know that SAE is obviously a leader in the industry when it comes to being part of a membership society, and these students are already starting off their career as a member of SAE. So let's start with what kind of benefits students get with student membership. So they're signing up for competition, they become a student member on the website. It's $25 a year. They have to be a member in order to be part of a team. So let's start there.
Sure, absolutely. So it is a little known fact that students actually get the exact same member benefits that our professional members get. And one of my favorite benefits that students can utilize while they're still in school to help develop their professional network is our online community called Member Connection. So I know that you have the forums for the Collegiate Design Series. So for the competition purposes, that is absolutely the place for students to go. But if they're interested in building up their professional network, we encourage them to log into Member Connection at connection.sae.org because that exposes them to the entire professional membership base. And for lack of a better analogy, our Member Connection is like LinkedIn for members only. So they can go online, and if there's any question under the sun that they're thinking about pertaining to the mobility industry, they can post it, and a member from anywhere around the world will gladly answer it. So it's a great way for them to get their foot in the door before they're even near the workplace.
We'll throw that link up on the episode page too, so you guys can get there really easily.
I would like to just add to what Donna's saying about the Member Connection. There are a lot of other resources on there too, like the new mentor program that we have. When we talk about students coming out of school, or even while they're in school and perhaps looking to get some advice on how to find a job or find an internship, when they're ready for that, they can find a mentor via the mentoring program. And the mentor program is really great, and we're really trying to build that up. So they can go online, they can create a profile, they can get matched with a mentor that would make sense for them. And it's just a really great tool that's available to the students.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Amanda. There is, in addition to the mentoring program on Member Connection, we do have one other great area that I think our students would be interested in knowing about. We actually develop a series of soft skills videos for, they're not just for professionals in the workplace, they would certainly help students as well. So some of the topics that might interest the students, for example, we cover communication strategies, time management, how to conquer the fear of giving a public presentation. I think that is probably our most popular one. So it doesn't matter if you're out working today. You can use these same skills in college and then transfer them over to the workplace once you have your job.
Yeah, and certainly our teams are doing presentations at every competition. So that is one of the biggest feedbacks we get from students and from industry and from even the university side is one of the unintended benefits of our competitions is not necessarily building a race car. It's the soft skills that teams develop, the project management skills, the communication skills. Whenever industry recruiters see CDS on a resume, it means so much more than they build a race car, they build a plane, or whatever the project may have been. So this is a perfect example of how SAE is making that, a little bit easier for students to learn on the back end as well. So awesome. So we have seen you at competition over the last few years for the transfer program for graduating seniors. Is that going to be continuing in 2018 this year?
Yes, absolutely. We started the student transfer program back in 2013, and it really was a roaring success. So the students actually look for us on site every year, which makes me really, really happy. We will be continuing the campaign in 2018, and for those of you who aren't familiar with it, what we do is we offer any student that is graduating within the same year. So, for example, if you're graduating in December 2018, you would be able to take advantage of this opportunity. The opportunity is that you can transfer your student membership to professional membership with SAE for free, absolutely free, for 1 year. And then if you choose to renew the following year, we have, knowing that students have very little pocket money right out of school, we completely respect that. We have a reduced dues structure for the next 3 years following.
Perfect. So they should look for the red shirts this year?
Definitely look, we're bringing the red shirts back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think probably even more important to them is knowing that we will also be giving the black SAE
Oh,
baseball
yes.
hats as
The
well.
hats.
Yes.
Are the hats a popular item?
Very popular.
Very
Big
popular?
draw, big draw.
Yes.
I haven't had the luxury of being on site yet, so I have no idea what I'm in store for. I hear so many great things. I've been at SAE for 11 years and haven't made a CDS event yet, so I'm really excited about it.
Well,
and I'll be
tell
wearing
you,
a red shirt.
it is the most rewarding experience, honestly. I just it is a long day, it is an exhausting day, and it is the most fun-filled day ever. Honestly, working. I actually feel kind of guilty for getting paid.
Huh. Well, I'm
Yeah.
always
It's
up
not
for
in-
some
yeah.
fun times. Yeah.
You never know what you're going to see there, right?
That's true. That's true.
It's a really cool way of connecting with our members in a way that we don't usually get to see it. Congress, everyone is so buttoned up, and at Formula or Baja, people are setting pools up in the back of their pickup trucks in Lincoln, right? Like you're never
Yep.
going to see that at a Congress, which is really
Right.
cool.
Well, I
Yeah.
think so too, Amanda, that I am so filled with pride when I go there. I'm
Absolutely.
not an engineer, and I am so incredibly proud of what these students can accomplish. I mean, it really is impressive to see what they can do. And I think back to my years in college, and I don't know that I had that level of seriousness and dedication, and almost regret when I see what they're able to achieve, because they are our future. They are the future of the mobility industry moving forward. And boy, I'll tell you, I'm glad that my future is in their hands.
Yeah, and the passion, right?
Absolutely.
You walk through the paddock and you can talk
Mhm.
to any team, and they just are so, they may be having a frustrating moment, but they are so happy with what they're doing, and they really understand how this helps them in the next 10 years of their career and beyond, honestly, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I completely agree. I love it. I love
Mhm.
being in competition. There's a bug that you get bitten with once you go. So Amanda, once you go, you're in.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah,
Does,
yeah, you're done.
Does West Virginia University, do they usually compete?
Yeah, they have a team.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's my alma mater, so
Yeah.
that's
So,
awesome. Okay.
Yeah, you'll get to see them there for sure.
Very exciting.
So you hear that, West Virginia? Come
yeah,
find
go
Amanda.
Mounties.
So what are some other things that membership can help with? We talked about kind of the benefits, Member Connect. One of the interesting things from my end is answering questions a lot. We get this question a lot. If I'm not a student chapter, can I still compete? And the answer is yes, you can, but there are definitely benefits to having a student chapter. It goes beyond kind of the general individual benefits of membership. So what are some of the other things that students can tap into?
Right. So speaking of the student chapters, one of the things that students can gain from participating in a chapter is they can develop their leadership skills because they can serve as a chapter officer. If they didn't have that experience in high school or never, served on student council, that's a great way to develop those skills. They also are able to take advantage of our industrial lecture series. for those who aren't familiar with it, we have this amazing pool of speakers who are well versed in every mobility engineering topic under the sun. So they can invite somebody to their campus to speak to them and the rest of the students in their chapter and inform them on any technical issue that may be of interest to them. So that is absolutely something that we encourage all the time. And that's at no additional cost, by the way. SAE is so supportive of developing our students for the future that we manage that whole program. So all they need to do is contact us and we can arrange for a speaker.
I would say, the other thing that's similar to a collegiate chapter is your local professional section. So, even though that's not, on campus, it's near you. And a lot of the professional sections will have student activity nights that you can participate in. And, it's another way to meet more engineers, meet people, and build your network so that when you are looking for that internship or that job, it's a great way to make connections. And if you just go onto the membership website, you can see the section websites. Actually, don't we have now on Member Connection? Don't all the sections have?
Yes, each section has their individual microsite. So if they're hosting an event, they'll have it posted on their microsite, which is at that the URL I gave you before.
The connection.sa.org.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Speaking of Member Connection again, that is really just a great place to kind of, go all the time. It's not just to have those conversations with other members, but it's really kind of a way to manage your membership, to know what the latest benefits are going on, to see section events. So really, the Member Connection is just a really great hub to just kind of keep in the back of your mind all the time and go there first and see what's going on with your membership.
Yeah, I often hear from sections that they love when students
Oh,
are
they do.
active, right?
Mhm.
It brings a new energy to the chapter or to the section. And mobility industry is in a transition right now. Everyone is very well aware of that. And these students are learning things in the university setting that these engineers who have been in industry haven't even touched, right? We just added auto drive, which is the reason we added auto drive is because that knowledge base just isn't out there in a huge way right now in the industry. So we're building that first group of students that are really knowledgeable about the autonomous vehicle industry, which is really a cool space to
It's
be
so
in right now.
exciting.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that because speaking again about the mentor program, Dawn and I always like to say, you can mentor up and down and sideways and whatever because like you're saying, perhaps the older generation of engineers aren't as in tune with some of these autonomous technologies or whatever. So when that student comes into the workplace, everyone can learn from one another. So when you do get into the mentor program, there is that option to sort of learn from the student. The student can learn from the experienced engineer. It can just happen in a lot of different ways because there are so many new technologies that are coming out.
Yeah, we see that on site all the time. I constantly see other teams and other paddocks talking. We've had a lot of sponsors, like Volvo, for example, brought all these really cool vehicles last year that they built with interns in their facility, and there were constantly people around just talking about them. So at the end of the day, the member of SAE is just someone who likes to learn and likes to watch the way things work and talk about all these really cool innovations. So the collegiate design series is really just a microcosm of all of the best things
Mhm.
about engineering. So, yeah, really excited about all of that stuff that you just mentioned. I'm going to put links to all of it in the episode page. So you don't have to go searching for it. We're going to put it all out there. One thing that we have been talking a lot about on our side in the CDS team is we actually share a team member, Martha Tress, who is our sponsorship manager. But she also has this other hat that she wears in the career development world. And one of the products that is actually housed by membership, but I feel like we really have a huge stake in on the CDS side is the career center, right? We just launched the student career center. Martha made the virtual career fair a thing this year. So we have this shared desire to get these students hired once they get out of competition. And they want to be hired too. And industry wants our students. And that makes it a really cool thing. So you want to talk a little bit about the career development side?
Sure. Yeah. So what we offer to, and it used to just be exclusive to professional members, but as you mentioned, we did launch this student career center more recently at the request of the companies, which is
Yeah.
really exciting. I mean, you're spot on. These companies want our students. Absolutely, they are the cream of the crop. And they can hit the ground running right out of school, which is just phenomenal. At their request, we developed the Career Center, and they can go online and post their resume and apply for internships or available positions. And the thing is this is locked down. This is not open to the general public. So this is an exclusive benefit to only SAE student members, which is pretty cool. And it's amazing to me, just I'm sorry to get off in the weeds for a moment, but I have to say it. When I walk around talking to the students at the events, one of the things that just blows my mind, 90% of the time when I say to a student who's graduating that year, hey, do you have a job yet? The answer is going to be yes. And it's usually because they've spoken to someone on site at an event. And so it is really just a great stepping stone to the rest of their career serving in CDS. But when you are at SAE International, you don't just want to help that student and then stop. You want to help that student and keep on going until the day they retire. And even beyond, we have a lot of retired members that are still actively engaged with our organization. So the Student Career Center is a great way to jumpstart and get their foot in the door.
Awesome. Any other things that you want to make sure students know?
Yeah, so one of the things that I think is important to know is again, on the Member Connection, we have a volunteer site. So it's a really great tool. You can basically create a profile and sign up to get matched to volunteer opportunities that make sense for you. Perhaps you only have a short period of time to give back, or you can there are opportunities that last for days or weeks. So you can kind of pick all the criteria of the volunteer opportunity you're interested in, and you can get matched to something. There's also just a general list of volunteer opportunities that you can look through. We have so many different types of volunteer opportunities. One that I'm sure students would be interested in is, coming back after they graduate and perhaps, being a volunteer at a CDS event, or our A World in Motion program, which is our kindergarten through eighth grade STEM education program. You could kind of come into the classroom and help the students learn more about engineering. So the volunteer site is a really, really great tool to kind of stay involved and really sort of know what's going on at SAE and where you can give your time.
So, one of the topics that we didn't cover, we have an amazing awards and recognition program at SAE. A lot of the awards are for members only, which is great. So, talk about looking great on your resume. In addition to participating in CDS, to have that award or recognition, and there are scholarships as well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's scholarships even for graduate students. So
Exactly,
that's something to
exactly. So
remember.
that would absolutely something that I would encourage students to look into. And then one other topic that I wanted to mention, we actually within membership have our own editor of two members only publications. Pat Ponticell is his name, and Pat is always looking for writers or contributors of photos for our Momentum magazine. I'm hoping that most of the students listening would have already seen it because we cover every CDS event extensively. That is the highlight coverage that we do traditionally. And even though we get to all of these events, sometimes we get so wrapped up in watching them that we aren't the best folks to be covering them. We get a little bit carried away. So we ask some of our students to step up and contribute articles. And the nice thing about it is we'll actually pay them for their time. So any students that are interested in submitting an article and or a photo can look into that as well.
Cool. I'll link to that as well. Everything we talked about, make sure you guys check out on the episode page. All the links will be there. One thing I did want to circle around about the AWIM volunteering, just a reminder, teams, if you are putting in hours on the AWIM side, volunteering at a local elementary school, you can have your registration fees reimbursed through the Learn Twice program. So I'll make sure I include information on that in the episode notes as well. But that's a pretty awesome benefit. And it's a perfect example of one of the ways that CDS works with membership, which works with also the AWIM side, the pre-K to 12th grade group that we are kind of our sister department. I think everything we covered is that's pretty decent to have that kind of a $25 membership get you all this stuff, guys.
Right, exactly. And we didn't even touch on any of the discounts that we offer too.
No, we
So
didn't.
yeah, there's
Wanna run through them quickly.
Yeah. So we do have discounts on all of SAE's products and services that extend to our student members as well. Probably one that would help them the most is they get an incredible discount on our professional development courses. So if they're looking to get trained in a particular area, I would strongly encourage them, especially at the student level, because the discount is that amazing.
And well, speaking of that, like professional development, most of our events they can attend for free.
That's right. That's absolutely
So
right.
like our big Congress events, usually, and you would need to double check this, as the event comes up, but most often the student can attend for free.
Mhm.
Or at least at a steeply discounted rate.
Very steeply discounted.
Absolutely. And then we also, of course, have our partner program discounts. And a partner program, they're essentially an affinity program. So coming right out of school, they could get discounts on life insurance, health insurance, auto insurance, rental insurance, that sort of stuff. So that's always a good thing to have.
Well, another really great one too, Donna, that we don't want to forget is student loan refinancing. So that's another partner program that we offer to our students. And let's be honest, as soon as you come out of college, you could use some help with that. So that's another great thing.
I think we pretty much covered everything. The one thing that I would like students to know, though, is that we have a membership team that is dedicated to helping them. So if they ever have any questions about their member benefits, they can certainly contact any of us, and we would be happy to help them.
Awesome. So this year, I have been trying to ask one really interesting question. So I'm going to ask two today. Because our teams don't necessarily get to know you guys as well, because you're kind of in for 2 days and then you're off doing the next membership engagement. So one is just a fun fact about you. And then I also, for Donna, I want to know what your favorite part of competition is. Something fun, Donna, not like what you did earlier where we went through all the all the your experience in college and all that. Something fun, your favorite thing to see at competition.
My favorite thing to say. Well, I honestly, I don't know if this is fun or not. I honestly it amazes me when we walk by, even if we're carrying donuts. Actually, that's probably the only time they don't pay attention to their cars or whatever they're working on. Is when we
didn't pay attention to the donuts. I'm like, what?
Yeah. That's probably the one and only time. But usually when we come around, it is so incredible because they're so focused on what they're doing. So I think last year at Lincoln, we realized that we could entice them to get away from their vehicles if we were carrying bagels or donuts or food. So that was kind of funny. And I think that my favorite memory was, I believe the temperature was at least 103 degrees in Lincoln. And when we walked by a pickup truck that had been turned into a swimming pool. That kind of tickled me.
Wow.
Just the innovation is
out.
hilarious.
Yep.
Absolutely
Yeah.
hilarious.
Well, my dad's an engineer. Not that that's my fun fact, I don't think, because I have another fun fact, but I appreciate engineers so much, just the way they think. And just like you're saying, like everything is, it's like MacGyver, right? I mean, they
Absolutely.
just come up
Mhm.
with really cool ways to do things. So wait, what's your fun fact? I'm sorry.
My
interrupted
fun
you.
fact actually is I hung up on a former president of the United States 3 times on the telephone. Not intentionally. Trust me. Not intentionally, but that is a
Because
very
Donna
true
used to
story.
live in DC.
I used to live in DC, and I hung up on President George Bush. I'm not going to tell you which one because then you'll figure out how old I am. But it is a true story, 3 times.
Nice.
That's a good
Nice.
one for two truths and a lie. Yeah. Okay, Amanda, your fun fact and what you're most looking forward to seeing finally getting to a competition.
Sure. So we were talking about fun facts the other day because on Member Connection, we're going to start a new thread and introduce ourselves since we have a few new team members. But so I think I'm going to go with the fact that I was a majorette in high school and we actually used to twirl fire baton. So I can say I'm a fire twirler, right? Like
there are some teams that
all-
are also fire twirlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, avoid their paddocks.
No, I want to go check that out. Maybe that's what I'm
Across.
looking forward to. Yeah, so we used to like singe off all of our arm hair and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, this sounds just like competition. You will fit right in.
Oh, I'm excited. I guess I'm looking forward to just seeing the vehicles,
Yeah.
like seeing what they've put together, seeing them actually like race them. I get to see them race them. Do I get to see them race them? Or are we only there during registration?
We usually don't stay through the event,
Okay.
but if we can extend it this year, I think
Yeah.
we can have that arranged.
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
to actually see them race them. So anyway, so that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not an engineer, but since my dad is, I like to say I have engineer in my blood. So I get tickled by that kind of stuff still. So
yeah, you'll still get to see some stuff. I would imagine, you'll still get to see. Trust me, it's really cool to walk around and see just the differences in the vehicles. And
yeah.
I've been here. This will be my 6th season, and I still show up and I'm like, I have never seen that before. You see, I mean, that's 600 or
Mhm.
however many teams that I've been through already, and every year is something new, which is really cool, and it's a testament to our members and our students and just kind of the community that we live in. So that's really cool. to
And
be
it is
part of.
such a community because one
Absolutely.
of the things that impresses me is if there is a team that is missing a piece of equipment. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a competition, even though they're competing, they will drop everything to help another team.
Absolutely. Super cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you know what? We see that happen across the board,
Yep.
which is really cool. That the top teams helping the lower tier teams and the lower tier teams helping the top teams. It's really a cool piece, a cool story as part of our community too.
Right.
So, all right, awesome. Thanks, ladies, for joining us, and we'll see you at competition.
Thank
See you then. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Formula SAE FastCast. As always, we want to hear from you, so email us at formulasae@sae.org. The show notes for this episode can be found at www.fsaeonline.com. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next episode.